Canada's new Prime Minister Mark Carney and the King of England, King Charles, just hit Trump with the 1-2 punch so perfect that you just have to see it. It's something called the throne speech, and it's only happened 3 times in Canada's history. So that just goes to show you that King Charles is trying to shove it right up Trump's keister. If you guys like this kind of coverage, go ahead and subscribe to Really American. All right, let's just dive right into it.
The King's trip to the opening of Canada's Parliament is the first by a British monarch in nearly 50 years and is widely seen as pushback against Trump's calls for annexation. The speech he delivered today was written by Prime Minister Mark Carney, who has previously told Trump Canada is not for sale.
Today, Canada faces another critical moment. All Canadians can give themselves far more than any foreign power on any continent can ever take away. And that by staying true to Canadian values, Canada can build new alliances and a new economy that serves all Canadians. When my dear late mother, Queen Elizabeth II, opened a new Canadian Parliament in 1957, the Second World War remained a fresh, painful memory. The Cold War was intensifying. Freedom and democracy were under threat. Canada was emerging as a growing economic power and a force for peace in the world. In the decades since, history has been punctuated by epoch-making events: the Vietnam War, the fall of the Berlin Wall, and the start of the War on Terror. Today, Canada faces another critical moment. Democracy, pluralism, the rule of law, self-determination, and freedom are values which Canadians hold dear, and ones which the government is determined to protect. The system of open global trade that, while not perfect, has helped to deliver prosperity for Canadians for decades, is changing. Canada's relationships with partners are also changing. Many Canadians are feeling anxious and worried about the drastically changing world around them. Fundamental change is always unsettling. Yet this moment is also an incredible opportunity, an opportunity for renewal, an opportunity to think big and to act bigger, an opportunity for Canada to embark on the largest transformation of its economy since the Second World War.
It's not for sale, won't be for sale, ever.
And it seems Canadian citizens agree.
We are a country that is sovereign, and the rhetoric from the U.S. of the 51st state has got to stop.
He shouldn't come for us because, we have support of other countries too.
He's a charlatan. Like most Canadians, we have no interest in him and think he's a fool.
Hell yeah, Canada. Keep telling that Cheeto to shove it. King Charles III says, as the anthem reminds us, the true north is indeed strong and free. This account, Canada Strong, says, Canada's sovereignty is recognized. Got that, Trump? Thank you, King Charles and PM Carney, for inviting His Majesty to address Canadians. I'm so proud of Canada. Long live the King. Like the Really American Twitter account says, which you guys should go follow over there, no Canada for you, says King Charles. Canada's remarks seem to rebuke Trump. Yeah, it seems pretty clear that this speech, which was written by Mark Carney, it was a direct attack on Trump. Mark my words, in less than 24 hours, Trump is going to take to his poop social and start ranting and raving like the big baby he is. Sarah Louise Robertson said strong words from King Charles at the Canadian Parliament on the importance of democracy and the rule of law. He has spoken of Canada's history and importance and its future relationship with British monarchy, a rebuff to Trump's attempt to join it to the USA. Carney looks pleased, and that he does. He tweeted not long after the speech ended saying, "The true North is strong and free." And this throne speech is already starting to piss off MAGA, not just because Dumpy Don got blasted, but because King Charles dared to do this.
I would like to acknowledge that we are gathered on the unceded territory of the Algonquin and the Shinabeg people. This land acknowledgement is a recognition of shared history as a nation, While continuing to deepen my own understanding, it is my great hope that in each of your communities and collectively as a country, a path is found toward truth and reconciliation in both word and deed.
That's it, a simple land acknowledgement and a symbolic gesture towards truth and reconciliation. And this was enough to set MAGA off. The Blaze, a reputable news source, is calling him a clown. And here's some of the comments. Such drivel delivered by another howdy doody. So give it back, domestic extremist says. Yeah, I'm sure you guys would love it if Canada gave some of their land back to the First Nations. Lip service from a king who has absolutely zero intention of giving it back. Suddenly MAGA turns into the most progressive people in the world if they can use it as a dig. How woke of him. I do notice, however, that no one is offering to give it back. Yeah, as if these guys were going to be happier if he gave some of the land back. Insane. And in a back-to-back double-wide trailer-size slam, Scott Pelley from CBS's 60 Minutes just destroyed Trump and showed him how a commencement speech is supposed to go.
But in this moment, this morning, our sacred rule of law is under attack. Journalism is under attack. Universities are under attack. Freedom of speech is under attack. And insidious fear is reaching through our schools, our businesses, our homes, and into our private thoughts. The fear to speak in America. Power can rewrite history with grotesque, false narratives. They can make criminals heroes and heroes criminals. Power can change the definition of the words we use to describe reality. Diversity is now described as illegal. Equity is to be shunned. Inclusion is a dirty word. This is an old playbook, my friends. There's nothing new in this.
I say we have until about 8 a.m. tomorrow before Trump posts a massive rant about King Charles, Mark Carney, and, mark my words, he's going to say something about that land acknowledgement too. He's an emotionally weak man who can't even take the mildest of criticism. Getting slammed by the King of England in Canada, of all places, is just going to set him off, and I cannot wait to see him explode. I'm Tony Hinderman with Really American, and I'll catch you next time.